some of its tanky 3 items onto a Vayne, that's going to hurt. But we're going to watch whether that execution plays off for Game Lords as we are onto the Rift for game 1 of this series between Game Lords and Aphelion. And I really like Aphelion's draft. Like, this is the kind of Wild Rift that I love to see. But I also feel like they have to be active in the early game. Like, they have to make sure that they can get this Vayne to scale properly in this game. We hopefully will get an update on that, as obviously there's less than stellar in that bottom lane. Meanwhile, top lane is where our attention is going to go from this, as Lonely Kid trying to spin his way out. As Lonely Kid does survive, it is Zefta in that top lane. They did in fact pick up that kill on the Corki, as top lane picks up a kill for themselves. Fantasy Note trying to run his way away as Ruiz can't quite get past the Galio. And 1 kill to 1 after that unfortunate disconnect, it looked like in the bottom. But Heste wants to go back aggressive as Redemption and Heste. We're going to have to see whether they can deal with that. Importantly, I mean, I would definitely say this is quite a severe disadvantage for Game Lord, because Vayne had a free lane. The first 2 minutes were free for Vayne. And I feel like this might be a sign for Aphelion, like, okay, this is our sign, right? This is what we're getting, and now we just have to win the game. And as you can see, you know, little skirmishes between Camille and Garen. Garen is not going to be able to kill a Camille, because Camille counters Garen. And yeah, if Camille gets a free late game, then they just win the game, man. Yeah, I feel like one way that the Game Lord basically need to force this game is with Zed, like, picking up a bunch of kills on Vayne pre-stasis enchant. I wouldn't even be surprised to see Vayne get stasis after first item. I know that sounds really dumb, but like, Vayne, all she needs is stasis, and that's a top lane kill from the Garen. Looks like just with the level advantage, picking up that kill immediately on Fantasy Note. Yeah, definitely. And this all comes from that early game gank from Zefta. And even though, you know, Garen cannot easily beat a Camille, he had a level advantage. He used his ultimate. I gotta wait a little bit. And if we look at the items right now, Game Lord has many more items. Almost all of them have finished an item, and Aphelion is still stuck on you know, the tier 2 items. Yeah, I mean, we just watched Garen kill Camille through her shield as well. Like, normally that shield does quite a lot of work situation, because she can't output as much crowd wave clear on the minion wave. You can see her getting pushed in here by Redemption, and it does allow Game Lord to transfer their pressure up towards this Rift Herald. Still 1700 health on it, and that's going to be the first kill down. Oh, not quite, as the heal does keep Lee Sin alive. It is stolen away by Corki, and that is how mid lane presence backfires against Aphelion. This is a huge team fight, as Camille is going to ult to try and skip the damage, but it's not enough as Heste locks her down for another kill. 5-1 overall in this game, plus the Rift Herald go to game objective. You have to be prepared to be punished, because if the enemy can just walk up into the river and contest you, you lose the objective almost every time. And I didn't even notice that Zefta had taken Dragon at that point. The rest of the team doing such a good job of contesting that Rift Herald. And this is what we said about Game Lord. Aggressive. They're very, very quick to fight when they know they have the advantage. And just like that, I want to say they're on a different league macro-wise, because they're constantly roaming around. As you can see, their playstyle is sticking together with 4 people and then having another player on the opposite side of the map. And they're doing this because you don't want to be running around as 5 people. The simple reason is because then you're just not efficient. Someone needs to be pushing out lanes, because otherwise you're going to lose golden experience, and they're trying to catch out the Galio. Is going to go for 0-2. Will go in with the death mark. It's a lot of damage down. It's enough to force him back away from to get into middle lane, and then you dive him from behind. But timing was a little bit off. Lonely Kid this time is the one maybe caught, but he's a Garen, has a lot of health, is going to survive through. And despite the fact that that's a Camille and a Lee Sin, Garen just goes, okay, I'm going to stay at full health. They're not playing it very efficiently. It's only efficient if they get kills. But if Aphelion can survive these 4-man ganks, if they can survive those towers and just be able to push out waves, they should get ahead of this in the long term. But of course, they are not up until this point. Yeah, they haven't been able to yet. I was watching the minimap a little bit, and yeah, they're not like, you can see Ruiz is just walking around. He's like, nah, you're not gonna get the dragon. We're gonna get everything. And this is what I mean, right? The playstyle where they're playing with 4 people around one place of the map, and then the other one around the other. Up until this moment of the game, they've continuously been doing it. 4 people taking the Rift Herald, Ruiz waiting at the dragon, and now they're basically securing a free dragon. If Lee Sin goes in, he should die. Yeah, and you can see they wait until it's kind of half health, then they come down and cut off the rest of the team, just to ensure it's not a 1 versus 1 coin flip. There's no real opportunity in the middle lane either to take out Corki, because he has that package, Extended Valkyrie. So even if Camille starts jumping at Corki, you have enough time to just back away.
Yeah, and like this game just feels like you like if you're playing in Aphelion's shoes right now, how do you play against this Game Lord roster right there? They're just so powerful, they're so strong. It doesn't feel like you can do anything against it. And now they're pressuring the mid lane as well with the Rift Herald. They may even be able to get 2 turrets right now, Stress.
Yeah, Arrogance is going to go in, but he's going to get caught and immediately taken down. Was not prepared to defend against the 4 members of Game Lord that are there. And it's the pace of the game that is smothering. That's a double pull in as they're going to get the set damage down. First kill goes over to Ruiz onto the Nami, and Vayne trying to open up as much damage as she can with those silver bolts, but it is not enough. And Baigei has to run back away. Still only the 1 kill on the game for Aphelion. 2 members die. I'll get the blue buff. And then Lonely Kid blocks the Sonic Wave and starts running at you. And you're like, all right, I guess I don't even get the blue buff. Ruiz is going to try in 2 versus 3 with Heste on this bottom lane. It's the pace of this game. Like, Game Lord are bouncing from objective too quickly for Aphelion to actually get any kind of a grip on the game at all. And they, as you said, they need to buy time for Vayne, but there's not enough time in this game when they're nearly 12,000 gold down already, 11 minutes into the game. This is real smashing, and it's only really a matter of time before that Baron comes up and they're forced into a fight. It's just a question of how many towers they lose before that, so that game will get even more items.
Yeah, like I don't really think you can snowball a game more than what has happened right now. It has been a 1k gold lead per minute. You can see Arrogance is not even bothering going in. Even though he is playing the Lee Sin, he has already reached that late game stage where Lee Sin is, you know, not useless, but you cannot just go in anymore.
Gone in with the death mark. There's enough damage down to force the stasis out from Lee Sin as Arrogance will connect with Sonic Wave, but this is still 4 versus 4. And Game Lord have such a significant advantage that they force Lee Sin back. They may very well look for picking a topside jungle and then rotate over towards the Baron because they know how healthy they are. Garen is going to run down 0-2 in that top lane and put the damage down there as well. Galio now half health. There's no way of Aphelion to actually have full health bars coming into this fight. And there we go. Here is the engage out from Heste. Catches 2 on this Alistair. He's the one caught in the Hextech Ultimatum, but that's the support. He's tanky with all of that damage reduction running. Set tanks up so much for Zefta. He survived for so long. And the rest of Game Lord are trying to hold on. Galio is going to proto belt out. Aphelion have at least managed to stabilize. And look at the damage coming out from Lonely Kid. No kills going on the favor. I wonder whether Aphelion should just back out of this and cut their losses.
Oh, that was a close fight, Stress. That was a close fight. And I like Redemption nearly got punished super hard for not even bothering to get his package. They engaged. They thought that it would be a free fight, but they nearly lost the fight right there. You saw it was super close. They even lost Zefta in the process. Aphelion is getting ahead in this game. I mean, of course, if Corki had a package, if Redemption had actually gone back and taken the package, there would have been no way that Aphelion would have won the fight. And they're trying to rush the dragon right there. This is a good call from Aphelion. Trying to get this dragon. Yeah.
It is a good call because they have a smite. Set just sold his boots from Stoneplate to get teleport, and here comes the package attempt into the backline. If they can get Meii and potentially Baigei, this is a very easy fight for Game Lord to take down. They're going to get the dragon. They will rotate over towards the Baron, so Game Lord will stabilize after a very scrappy fight. But, you know, that was a little bit of the presence that Aphelion could have had, but they are so far behind.
Yeah, Game Lord was way too fast. I wasn't even able to finish my sentence. The reason that it was a good call, because it was one of those desperate plays that you kind of have to make. You know, they were doing it without vision, and you kind of have to go for it. If they don't, then like, how are they going to win this game? Because right now, we see the Baron being taken, and it's just going to be a desperate play, Stress.
It's Super Bowl night, so this would have to be one Hail Mary to pick up this Baron for Arrogance, but it's going to be the fight as Baigei is going to get dropped almost instantly to start this fight off as Ruiz picks up that kill. The Hail Mary just does not connect. This is no way to convert it for Aphelion, and a Game Lord may not even need the Baron to close this game.
Yeah, there it is. You know, it was a nice try by Aphelion. They did a good job in that team fight. They tried to get the dragon to get that damage, but unfortunately they weren't able to. And yeah, if that's the case, you're never going to win a team fight against Game Lord when they have a package. Up until now, you're just never going to win it. And they're just going to close out the series right now. Only Nami is there to defend. We have a 15-minute game. Quite expected. You know, even though Aphelion had a pretty decent draft, Game Lord is just way superior over them.
Yeah, Game Lord taking game 1 against Aphelion and
anything against Olaf, and I feel like that is the power of Game Lord in this draft right now, the Olaf. And if they can manage to get him ahead, then it's Ruiz on Olaf in mid lane. Hello.
Wow. Okay, we're going to see a very different side of Ruiz. We're loading into the Rift. Already we've seen a trade go from level 1. Both flashes have been burned by 0-2 and Ruiz. And that's a Diana top. I wouldn't want to favor Olaf into Renekton early game. You don't have enough power to actually out-trade the Renekton in my mind. That's going to be an engage going into Diana, as I don't know that they can get this dive to work off quite yet, as Renekton is roaming up as well. They're going to go for it. You know it's Zefta. I think they'll get it just in time, as Diana's going to try and move back around. Nice flash to try and avoid it. Tower aggro is going down, as that is the first blood. It was almost turned back around by Fantasy Note, but first blood goes over to Game Lords.
Oh, if he was able to only waste one more second, 0-2 would have made it, and I'm pretty sure they would have turned that fight, because it was like Lee Sin got to a very low amount of HP after diving that, and 0-2 was just a tad bit too late right there, which is very unfortunate for Aphelion eSports. Yet again, Game Lords just rotating more effectively.
Oh, nice bubble. That's just going to punish the arrogance of arrogance. Invading on bot side when you've already lost top side is the dangerous play and gets punished for it.
Yeah, arrogance just on the wrong side of the map. Lee Sin was already...
Lee Sin to get the kill and not quite being there. Really, really unfortunate for Aphelion, but again, Game Lord, we know they're going to be aggressive. Ruiz has pushed mid lane out and is going to roam as well. The lane's neutralized, but following him are Arrogance and 0-2 from that mid lane. So Ruiz may be forced to burn that Ragnarok. It won't actually break him out of the Hextech ultimatum though, so he has to just run around for a little while, tries to flash himself away from this exchange, and Ruiz nearly manages to trade one. Lonely Kid does get it though, and it buys enough time for Zefta to get up into his top lane. Kick goes back, doesn't put 0-2 under the tower. Lonely Kid is just buying time for the spin to come back up. Zefta, can he safeguard? No. Wait, they both dodge! They both dodge the hook shot, and Arrogance ends up in such a low position. Everybody flashing low. Game Lord are going to back away with that one kill.
No way Game Lord got away with that. No way. 0-2 dealing so much damage on the Recton, getting both of them to 1 HP, but they're just not quite able to finish them. Camille missed the hook shot, unfortunately, under the turret, leaving Lonely Kid and Zefta on 1 HP. What an unfortunate event right there for Aphelion. That was their moment, because they did out-rotate Game Lord. They did get that kill on the Garen. They did get them to a low amount of HP, but they just weren't able to finish them up, which is super unfortunate for Aphelion eSports right now. Game Lord is like, okay, we got this dragon anyways, and we're not gonna let them do the Rift Herald, and there is gonna be a fight happening right here, Stress.
Yeah, there's 3 members of Game Lord here with the tidal wave. Nami's going to try and push them back as Lonely Kid spinning on top of the Morgana manages to get the kill down, nearly stolen away by the Corki for a second game in a row. And despite the fact that Aphelion have taken the Rift Herald, that's 3 quick kills going over to Game Lord. And again, similar situation, it nearly backfired for Aphelion.
Again, Game Lord's just running over Aphelion eSports.
I saw that Corki missile go towards the Rift Herald, and I was like, not again. Surely not again is Corki going to steal it. This has been a really big pick for Redemption, and you're right. They're matching that 1,000 lane, easily picked off by Game Lords, and they might look for another dive here as Ruiz is here with Zefta. It's only Lonely Kid that is not in this exchange, so it's a 4 versus 3. They'll push the tower down, and if Aphelion step anywhere close to it, they would get attacked, but Game Lord will take the objective and back away.
Guys had no ultimate, no flash. It was just a free kill on Baigei.
Oh, tidal wave has already come out as they're trying to lock down that Camille. It's not quite enough to pick up the fight here as Redemption's going to try and get it. Captain Rain. Oh, Baigei just disintegrates. There's the bubble lands. Heste, you've banned out all of his engaged supports. And he's like, what, you didn't think Nami was an engaged support?
Yeah, wow. 8,000 gold ahead in 7 minutes, man. This is looking even worse than the first game, man. Really love how Game Lord is just constantly playing perfectly around these objectives. Yet again, with the package, they're probably not gonna 50-50 this dragon. What they're probably gonna do is look for a fight. They're not gonna 50-50 anything, and there is a fight.
Yeah, I mean, Aphelion have just sacrificed the dragon. I mean, Garen is going to just run down 0-2 in the top lane as Lonely Kid is going to say, no, that's my honey fruit. I'm going to take that. Dragon's gone down. Now Game Lord repositioned over to the Rift Herald, and Aphelion haven't even been able to find an advantageous fight because on the side lane, Garen's still over half health. Here comes the package over with the tidal wave as well as Meii will get taken at least into the bubble for a moment before Morgana was able to get the ult off, and Game Lord have steadied themselves. They don't have Zefta here, so this is a 4 versus 5, and Game Lord still won enough to turn around to go and get the Rift Herald.
Yeah, it's a 4 versus 5, and Aphelion was also actually able to hit some very great abilities, right? Where Fantasy Note engaged with the beautiful Diana ultimate, but it was not enough. It's not enough. You know, when you're 8,000 gold when you're 8,000 gold behind in 10 minutes into the game, you cannot very easily win fights like that, especially if there's 4 members of Game Lord right there, and Olaf is going
Ruiz is
again.
just gonna run in and try and murder Baigei at this. Like, the Rift Herald's gone down. Garen's gonna push the bot lane. Like, Aphelion can't find any engage to even start setting themselves up. Like, they're trying. 0-2 loses half of his health and has to back away. Rift Herald thrown down in the middle lane now just to get this push going. It should break through this first tower with just a little bit more damage, and Game Lord just taking full control of the second game in the row in exactly the same way that they did the first.
Yeah, and you can see they're already pushing the inhibitor turret 10 minutes into the game. They have no mercy. They're like, hey, we're gonna finish off this game.
You can't do this, Arrogance. Like, you cannot step up like this, even with the tower there. Ooh, Game Lord very nearly punish.
They very nearly punish. You can see this. Aphelion
Tower's
cannot do anything.
go. Tidal wave runs through. Tower's already down. Doesn't even help Aphelion. They cannot stay alive. Diana Ultimate will connect onto 4 members, but even the damage is not quite there. They get 1 kill onto Ruiz, and it's going to be for the entire game in favor of Game Lord, as they are quite low health. They can't get the inhibitor, but in goes Zefta. This Lee Sin we've talked about as Lonely Kid is not lonely anymore. He's found himself a friend, but it's under the tower, and down he drops. Overextension from Lonely Kid. Game Lord do still have to be careful.
Yeah, and Heste is in a very bad position right there. You know, he cannot escape. Unfortunately, that's going to be his death. It is not, though. Oh, no way.
He even flashes past Arrogance. Like, Arrogance doesn't have the ultimate, so they can't keep chasing. This might be a little bit of an overstay by Game Lord.
Had her ultimate. Very well played by Baigei, by the way. Yeah, they still went for it.
Yeah, they did. Baron due up in just over 40 seconds. Package is up, but Game Lord are going to take the fight without it. Lonely Kid moves his way back into the parallel. The Hextech ultimatum, I should say. It doesn't even matter that he gets locked out for a moment, as Game Lord are just going to run rampant through this one, trying to find another kill, as Lonely Kid once again can't quite connect with Baigei for the conversion on that takedown, and Game Lord haven't been able to finish it. Zefta's gonna go in. He's like, I'll just take this into my own hands, as Redemption picks up another one. Zefta did fall, so that makes the neutral objectives a little bit trickier, as Redemption forced to stay assist. The rest of his team is locked away. Valkyrie tries to get him out to safety, but it's not quite enough, as Ruiz is just randomly taking an inhibitor in the middle lane, and it's got scrappy from Game Lord, but they're still crushing these objectives despite the fact that they're losing a few members. And yet take 2 towers, one of them being an inhibitor. Now Arrogance is going to get caught by Zefta with the Sonic Wave. Should just be an easy tidal wave for Lonely Kid to come in through the backside. Damn. This one was clean. That's what Game Lord needed to do. They already have super minions in the middle lane, and that's the game.
Yeah, that one was clean. We saw a 4-man ultimate coming through from Heste. And Heste is like, you can ban 5 champions from me, but I'm still gonna destroy you. He just picks the Nami, and oh, sorry, that's my doorbell. It's very loud.
That's Game Lord. They actually have had enough time to get out of the game and deliver a 2-0 victory over Aphelion. Game Lord looking very